Since you are not dead, get up and eat something. After 3 days, Hype Enterprise have a new brand's mobile phone launch ceremony. Come to the press conference, he said without emotions. He shouted, "Do you really want me to die? I won't eat it and I won't go to the press conference." He ignored you and left. Jungkook, you leaned against the bed headboard with headache. "Madam, please calm down. Don't anger Master John anymore." Beside which man would not mind if something like this happened? Such a dominant man, he thought that you betrayed him. The kitchen prepared foods for you. After Jungkook left, your ego is still telling you to starve yourself, but you couldn't resist the temptation of delicious foods and eat a lot as you like, then take a shower, change into comfy clothes, and make a dozen of calls to Jungkook. After 5 to 6 times, he finally answered you to warn. "Wine, don't forget, if I am easy going on you, that doesn't mean I will forgive you. That's fine if you don't forget me, but between me and his son, you know that's the misunderstanding. You can blame me and scold me, but can you at least come back here?" He was silent for a moment. "It seems that I didn't make it clear to you. My wife is suspected of having an affair with another man, and I have rights to treat the way I want." "You don't have to tell me." He hung up the phone and he was shaking from anger. Maid sent a dress wrapped around the box and asked you to try. Jungkook has prepared it for you, but you're not in a mood thinking about the phone he sent to you into the water bowl. Mr. Bang told you not to stimulate Jungkook's patience. The day of press conference, Jungkook had not been back these days. You get ready and wear dress and walk down. It was some of Hype's driver came to pick you up. You're not surprised, as knowing his temper, he would definitely not come to pick you up. "Madam, let's go to the event directly." President Joan is busy with guests. Understanding the situation, you didn't say anything, and soon you arrived at the event. "Where is Jungkook?" "His wife is here, but he didn't come to fetch you. President John asked you to go in and be comfortable. He's just asked you to attend the meeting. You saw many high ranking ladies and gentlemen attending the press conference. The lady who said that she was Theung's ex-girlfriend was one of the reporter. So she also came to the press event. You had some chit chat with her, and in front of the venue, the man looks different and was talking with his guests, and Minho was standing there too. Chung Win offered to drink you some drink, but to talk with the porter, there is always some suspicious that they wanted to dig out of rich people. Due to the business interaction, Hype Enterprise invited all kind of businessmen like a Kimbrook, Lee Hee-sung, and many more. Women are gossiping about how superior was President John and how good looking he is. It seems he invited you on purpose to let you hear how blessing it was for you to able to get married to him. You won lifetime jackpot. Businessmen who came with their daughters are introducing. You glance over and took a sip of wine. The man's voice floated behind you. "Hey, Jungkook is very popular." You turned your head stiffly and saw Jimin and Theung talking on purpose. They don't know what Jungkook's already married. Theung give you a subtle smile. "Mrs. Wine, why don't you go over and accompany Mr. Joon? Don't cry when your husband is taken away. Sometimes getting married doesn't mean everything and man will be loyal or a woman." Your face changed and put the glass aside, then walked towards exit, but I stopped at the gate. "You had come here to give him fish, so he should be satisfied, but he prevents you from going out in the middle of ceremony. Bodyguards didn't let you go." Of course, since you came here, Jungkook didn't take a look at you. He was busy talking with those businessmen and responding their daughters with smile. You held back your anger. After a while, Jungkook made an excuse and walked towards bodyguards. What's wrong? President Joan, Miss Kim, said that she wants to leave. Bodyguard said, Jungkook looked at you but said nothing. His formal look and the hair was pushed back to his head. His indifferent look of lust made him look like a social first class rich young man. He looked at you top to toe. The dress he prepared was sleeveless and knee length. You wore matching high heels and took a handbag. Looks gorgeous. Where are you going? There is no trace of anger in his voice, but it's so simple and dry. You raised your head. I want to go back. Don't you want to come to a place where I am? You stare at him. What's on his mind? If you want to go back, does that mean that you didn't want to see him, although you don't want to see him talking with those butterflies because that made you uncomfortable? Whatever you think, anyway, I have come here and there's nothing I need to do, so I better stay at home. You emphasize the word home. If Lee Hee-sang is here, you are willing to stay or not you? He looked at you. He's here. Are you happy? You followed his gaze, and as expected, his son was walking inside with Yvonne. You turned away. It's none of my business whether he comes or not. It has nothing to do with me. Why, believe me or not, if you go out from here, then I will ask Mr. Bank to prevent you from entering the one villa. He took a sip of wine. Excuse me, are you driving me away? Do you want to drive me out of villa? It's just a warning, although I had transferred it under your name. That doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. No better if I can give you freedom than I can cage you too. Jungkook, you despicable man. Surroundings looked over and you lowered your eyes. Jungkook smiled. You're changing your concepts secretly. Did you regret what you have promised to me? You just wanted a safe shield that you can go back even you quarreled with your husband. Don't talk about the concepts. Learn to be obedient before your honor. You only see the pros and cons. If it were not for the fact you guys are in public place, you would have argued with him on the spot. Let me tell you, John Jungkook, you pointed at him. Are not you afraid that I will announce we are married to those media and people present here? You smirked for this childish threat. His lips curved up and he challenged you. Go on. He came closer and whispers in your ear. Look over. Dear darling, what if they know that you are married to most successful businessman? Do you want them to envy you and hate you? He took a step back and looked at him in disbelief. So it turned out this man had always known how much he was welcomed by women. It seems he wanted to vent his anger on you. As long as I agreed, those notable ladies will follow me tonight. Do you dare to say that you are married to me? You scoffed. Do you really think I don't dare to say it? He smirked evilly. How many people do you think will believe you if I don't admit it? Your heart is immediately gripped and steps back in shockness, and your voice slightly trembled. Chon Chonko, what do you mean? Literally, his corner of mouth curved up, took a sip of wine. It's just an opinion. If I, John Jungkook, deny being married with you, then public will think that you're crazy and wanted to come on my bed. Your face turned pale. Clearly, you will be clown and joke to the whole city again. Looking at the man in front, you couldn't believe that he's the same man who once said that. You don't have any objections, even if you said to the people you are married to him. John Jungkook, you wanted to beat me back to my place and make fun of me, right? If you insist on going against me, I will say once it's my successful new brands you won't stay. He turned around and went to his friends. Catch you off guard. Your worriness didn't seem to affect him. He looked at his back, such a heart-wrenching words. He never showed his this ruthless side to you. The girl's heart was hurt and Leo whether to cry or laugh. Her eyes turned red. Seeing your condition, Minho walked to you. Madam, if you are not interested in this event, then you can leave. I will take responsibility of it. He looked at Jungkook. What are you responsible for? What if he makes things difficult for me? What can you do, Minho? Then I can't do anything about it. After all, he can't just sad that he will make it right. But most of the time, what people say in emotions, situation do not need to be taken seriously. He couldn't understand. Jungkook seemed to be good mood. He was so calm and composed. He snorted. Oh, do you know him very well? This is natural. We have been for a long time, and this is the first time seeing President June minding other people's business. Even though it's just a misunderstanding, you need to make him believe it. You blink your wet eyes and curse at that man. He must do it on purpose to make you uncomfortable. This bad man, madam, everything will be returned to normal. I believe that you will be happy with President June. He take a leave and goes to other guests. He took a juice and drink it, looking at Jungkook. Maybe you made him angry. That's why he pretended not to care about you. As you're looking at your man, his son came from the side. You really came to the press conference of Hive Enterprise. He took a red wine. Back then, it was he who taught you to taste red wine. He handed you one, but you walked away, murmuring, annoying. If people see you with him, then they're gonna say that you're entangling with your ex. His son grabbed your arm and looked at your finger. Once it seems he saw that you had shared the diamond rings to your friend's circle. Sure enough, you are still wearing it. Ryan, tell me the truth. Who gave you this ring to you? You took your hand back. It's none of your business. Although you said it to Jungkook, but you didn't intend to announce about your relationship with him to the public, there was an unspeakable anger in one's eyes. You actually, excuse me, Mr. Lee, what's the matter? Minho came to rescue you. Miss Wine is most important guest to President Joan. So please don't make things difficult for her. Don't mention it. Minho, you must be joking. Why would I give hard time to President Jones' guest? He took a sip and left. Your fingers clenched and Minho find a place to let you sit. His son went to congratulate Jungkook. He take a look at the girl who's sitting on the side table and smiled at the person in front. Welcome, Mr. Lee, behalf of Hive Enterprise. It's my pleasure, President Joan. After all, you attended the press conference of Lee Group before. His son also smiled as if nothing happened between them. These two men looked very good on surface. There is nothing seems conflicted between them. Jungkook shook hand with his son. Mr. Lee, I want to thank you for taking care of Wine, but I suggested you not to entangle with my wife at my business meeting. His son raised his brow. Oh, you don't have to thank me. Wine has been with me for so long time. It's natural for me to take a good care of my girlfriend. Jungkook smirked. This Mr. Lee knows that she has married me. Well, maybe this is the surprise for one, but Hee-sang has already guessed it. The way you show off and the ring on your finger and rumors about you and Jungkook. So what? Hee-sang believed that you just used Jungkook to make him jealous. Just remember, she is Joan Jungkook's. Anyone who tries to lay a finger on her will not have a good ending. Under the gentleman's etiquette in the business world, there was a glint of light and a shadow of a sword. You're not much familiar with people around here. Some women who saw you with Jungkook and his son looked at you with jealousy and Yvonne came to disturb your peace. Jungkook started his Thanksgiving speech in the applause of the scene. Cameras keep flashing, his voice clearly passed through the microphone to the whole audience. He announced that the new mobile phone launch date and mentioned he had bought shares of Kim Group from you. He even looked at your direction and said that he had a cooperation agreement with you. It was a joint promotion plan. When people turned to you, you were stiffed all over. You didn't know his plan as he didn't discuss it with you. After speech, everything started to eat and drink. You had few tofu, but suddenly you didn't feel like eating. Your back started to ache, and somehow, being in crowded area, you became breathless and your mood are changing whether to stay or leave. Jungkook seems busy dealing with his business. You wanted to go to the washroom for pee. So you left the venue after telling bodyguards and they'll let you go. Fresh air blew and you felt good somehow. The heavy perfume and rough wine smell were all gone. You felt relief and walked out of the hotel. Changha had been calling you over phone but there was noise and you didn't hear it. You're in dilemma. Suddenly you felt dizzy and tried to support yourself on wall. You looked at the corridor, you don't know how to go back as Jungkook's driver picked you up tonight, and you don't seem in a good shape to go back to Itaewon Villa alone. So you have to trouble Jungkook to drove you back. You sighed and turned around to go back to the conference. You held your mouth as the sour and bitter water almost poured out. Your stomach felt uncomfortable and face turned pale. You swallowed and was about to go to the washroom again, but dizziness swept and your head bag fall down. What's wrong? Fortunately, some man was walking and saw this scene. You threw this voice, but your conscience started losing and you fell down in the ground. Wine, the man stood there confusingly and looked at you. He squatted down and picked you up vertically. He have two options right now: go back to the venue or exit the hotel.